You ever notice how some people love to be the victim? Like, no matter what happens, they are never responsible. They are always the one suffering. And somehow, the world is out to get them. But here's the thing. Some people aren't looking for help. They are looking for an audience. And today, we're talking about the psychology of victim mentality, why some people wear suffering like a badge, and how to deal with them, especially when you can't escape them. All right, let's get one thing straight. There's a huge difference between actual victims and people who make victimhood like their entire personality. Real victims, they've been hurt, but they try to heal. Chronic victims, they cling to their suffering like it's their only identity. And psychology has a name for this: victim mentality. A mindset that says, nothing is my fault. The world is against me. I can't change anything. Translation, they are addicted to being helpless. Studies show that people with a victim mentality tend to experience more stress, anxiety, and depression, not because of their circumstances, but because of how they interpret them. So basically, life gave them lemons, and instead of making lemonade, they just sat there crying about the lemons. Fascinating. Oh, these are oranges. You ever notice how victim mentality people always have a sad story to tell? They are always misunderstood. They never get a break. And somehow, everything bad that happens to them is always someone else's fault. But why do they do this? Because playing the victim comes with perks. They avoid accountability. If everything is someone else's fault, they never have to change. Growth is uncomfortable. Blaming others, way easier. They get attention and sympathy. People rush to comfort them. They get validation without having to do the work. They stay in control by being powerless. If they're always suffering, they always have the moral high ground. And if you call them out, now you're the villain. See the pattern? Let's talk about Marie Antoinette. Born into insane privilege, lived in a literal palace, and people starved in the streets. And when the revolution started, instead of taking accountability, she played the victim. Why does everyone hate me? I never did anything wrong. Let them eat cake, which she probably never even said, but still. And guess what? The victim act didn't save her, because eventually people see through the performance. All right. So how do we handle people who refuse to take responsibility for their lives? Stop playing their audience. Chronic victims thrive on attention. The less you engage in their poor me stories, the less fuel they have. Offer solutions, then watch what happens. If they actually want help, they'll take it. But if they just want sympathy, they'll find reasons why every solution won't work. That's how you know the difference. Set boundaries. I said it once, and I'll say it again. It's not your job to fix them. If their constant negativity drains you, you're allowed to walk away. And if they start guilt-tripping you for it, congratulations. You just proved their entire personality is a manipulation tactic. Take back your power. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. You can't change someone who refuses to take control of their own life. You can't take a horse to the river and force the horse to drink. And if someone chooses to stay stuck, let them. Just don't stand in the quicksand with them. This is your too much story, the accountability they never expected you to have. And when you're ready to rewrite the rules, we'll be here listening verbatim.